Whenever you're converting customary measurements, you want to make sure and have your conversion numbers posted somewhere to kind of help you remember. So we know 1 foot equals 12 inches, 1 yard equals 3 feet or 36 inches, and 1 mile equals 5,280 feet or 1,760 yards. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with our 3 feet equals how many inches. So we know that since we have, there's two ways to do this. You can go ahead and just take your, I'll show you the fraction way first. So since we know how to do equivalent fractions, we go ahead and put our fraction lines like that, and we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. And since we know that, then all we have to do is plug in our 3 feet, because that's what we're trying to convert, figure out how many inches would work with that. So you can go ahead and just think about, okay, well, if that's the case, then I know that 1 times 3 equals 3. So 12 times 3, well, let's go ahead and do that. 12, 3, 6 here, is 36. So we know that 3 feet equals 36 inches. Now, there's an even faster way to do this, but it doesn't always work perfectly. Let's go ahead and check out our 5 miles. So we have 5 miles equals how many yards? So we know that 5 miles, we know that 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. So we can just go ahead and, instead of doing it the fraction way, we could do it the fraction way, but another way we can do it is, since we know that that's the case, let's just multiply 5 times 1,760 yards. In this case, we'd get 0. In this case, we get 8,800 yards. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our 22 feet. Now, we notice that some of these aren't going to fit exactly into yards or into the other measurements that we're converting it to. So let's go ahead and think, okay, well, I know that what I need to do is, with our fractions, I know that 1 yard is the same thing as saying 3 feet. So on the other end of our equivalent fraction, we know that we have 22 feet. So how many yards is that going to be? Well, to figure that out, we need to, how many times do you multiply 3 to get 22? So let's just go ahead and divide. So we'll put our 22 here. 3, because, inverse operations, that it's just the opposite of multiplication. So 3 goes into 22 how many times? We know it goes into it 7 times. And we have a remainder 1. So what that means is that 22 feet is 7 yards and 1 foot left over, or 7 yards and 1 foot. And that's how you convert customary measurements.